Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Please be quiet and courteous to others and silence your cell phones now.
Evening. We're doing a sweep of the neighborhood for some kids involved in a nearby gang shooting. Had to come inside and take a look around. Probably illegals.
Whoa. I'm gonna...
I ain't seen no kids.
Stay safe, man.
Are you hungry?
Welcome back to the movie experience. I'm your host, Mr. A&D, and today we are going to talk about Netflix's newest movie, John Henry. John Henry starring Terry Crews in the lead role and God, what's his full name?
Chris Bridges.
Chris Bridges, playing the antagonist in John Henry. So
I barely saw him.
okay, so now I know we all got a lot to say about this movie.
Woo!
So I'm going to try my best to keep it together.
Okay.
You know, so we just don't go out. So I'm gonna keep it level. So I'm gonna give you the one good thing, the bad, and the spoilers. Okay?
I want to know the one good thing.
I'm about to say the same exact thing.
I was like, what good thing? Now, I want me to give the synopsis of the story real quick, or do you want to knock that out?
Okay. So this film is not about John Henry the folklore.
You know,
Which
the only thing
I thought it
similar,
was.
The only thing that had similar was the hammer.
Maybe. Okay. And then so.
I said maybe.
This is about a guy who we have seen in plenty of other hood movies done better, that did not want to go to the gang member life and want a more quiet life and more reserved life, but then all of a sudden violence comes knocking back at his door.
Yep.
Where these two immigrant children are running from a former gang, and he has to try to help them out from this gang leader named Hell, played by Ludacris.
Of course.
Okay, and then so like I said, that is the sum of everything right there. Now to get into the one good thing is
I'm really curious.
My name BJ Henry. My dick was legendary.
My dick is legendary.
Okay.
That was a good thing.
Hilarious. That was hilarious to me. Like, why? Why was that there?
It was but you know what? No, seriously, the one good thing. I was like, because at first I thought it was about to be a movie about John Henry, the actual story of John Henry. And you know what's funny? Okay, so that was the good. Let's just get into the bad. Okay,
the whole movie.
Exactly. Look now.
Where do we start?
This movie was ass. Like I really see that.
This movie did not know what it was. This movie could not have been made more than for $400 because the production quality alone was not that great.
And also, we have to put out there, Netflix did not make this movie.
No.
Okay,
Netflix,
I was about to ask about
Netflix
that
even
because
claimed this movie.
Netflix is making its own John Henry movie that stars The Rock, which we have our own technical issues with, but
yep.
that is their John Henry movie. I think it is actually based on the folklore. This is
Yeah,
not
it's gonna be
Netflix's
animated.
movie. I thought it was I thought it was at first too. And I was about to be like, I'm gonna write an angry letter, but it's not their. This is not their mess.
Right.
Exactly. So,
Someone's to blame.
yeah, someone's to
Someone to blame.
and I'm gonna tell you right
Terry
now,
Crews is to blame.
in this movie experience segment, the N word will be used. So I'm
All right, well,
I'm lifting the band up right now.
let me get this. Let me get the check marks going
Okay.
real quick. So,
I mean,
let's figure out who we gotta pay back.
I cannot stand nigga movies
That
with,
go ahead.
with niggas in it for the sake of being
being
niggas.
niggas.
I hate it. Automatically off to start. And in the beginning, there's a scene where spoilers. I don't care. He he builds a doghouse, right? Okay, in the beginning, they're trying to establish that this is the folklore of John Henry. They got the old Negro spiritual playing in the background.
Sure
they got the original John Henry song playing in the background. He's building stuff. That's what the original John Henry is supposed to be.
And then we were bamboozled.
And then all of a sudden his dog goes out, he gets killed. Bull come out talking about something. Yo, you gonna pay for the dent in this car? I'm like, there it is.
Here we go.
There it is. It's the reason why the Lord never made me a police officer. Now, that scene right there, I don't know what they were trying. I guess they were trying to establish that this man is not scared of your gun. I'm not scared of your intimidation, stuff like that. But it was very poorly done.
Very poorly. Very. Sorry.
Very poorly done. And I was just like, okay, this is not John Henry. This is a hood movie.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be somebody coming out the hood. And all Terry Crews in this movie, you know, Terry Crews is a very entertaining guy. Now, granted, the whole thing with Gabrielle Union did not come off very good. I'm just saying, as Terry Crews is a very entertaining guy. Okay, I'm not sitting there saying Terry Crews is the best actor in the world. I'm not saying that. But
I don't think he knows he's not.
He does his role well.
Yeah, Terry Crews does. He does his roles the way he knows how to do his roles.
Right.
This wasn't one of them.
He had two emotions, angry and confused. Like, I never saw his face change throughout this whole movie.
He tried to force cry a couple times.
He did.
I consider that angry, because I was like, what are you doing, man? Come on.
Okay, so this is how I knew. I was just like, he's not going to be in this movie the way I want him to. Is when they was in the market, he was looking for tampon or feminine products for the girl. That was at his house, and his old class of '87. You remember this one?
Shut up.
Classmate came up, and they had that whole awkward exchange.
Oh my god, that was the worst.
And I was just like, did this movie hit the cutting room floor at all? That's what you call a deleted scene.
Actual factual, because it had no actual purpose.
No relevance.
And then
just for her to show up like in the end of the movie, just for one scene that didn't
make any sense.
Yep.
Yeah, it didn't make no sense at all. So, then we get to the character of Hell, Ludacris, who has this jaw. Now, everybody was sitting there wondering, like, what's up with the jaw? Why he going around burning people? Because we don't see it. And they do a very terrible. The way the pacing of the movie is the way that we're in the present, but we're trying to show what happened in the past. And the way to try to show what happened in the past is like old VHS camcorder style. And it doesn't work. Because I'm like, in the beginning, I'm like, I didn't know who this nigga was until his dad said John Henry.
Yeah, because he definitely, I was like, this is not
he didn't look like him at all. I was confused.
This is not a good translation for Terry Crews at all.
Exactly. Right. And I was just like, okay. And then, you know, other than the generic, you're strong, that's why I gave it the name John Henry. I'm like,
how would they know that as an infant? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Someone please.
So, it comes to turn out that Hell is his cousin. Because when they were younger, he saved Hell from being murked outside of a grocery store, and he punched this guy so hard.
No, he stepped on his face.
No, he stomped on his head.
He had to punch him to get him on the ground first.
Okay, you're right.
He punched him.
It wasn't no Superman punch like in Glass. No, he came out the store swinging.
Yeah, and then he stomped this guy out, and then like one stomp, like
he American History X's me.
Exactly. And I'm just
like a strawberry.
So he was just like, okay, you saved my life. So he wanted to get him again because he want to throw.
Right.
John Henry doesn't want that life. He ain't about that life. So his cousin try to give him the gun, and they have an exchange, and all of a sudden the gun go off. So I'm guessing it shoots him in the jaw. Because his grandmama came out there and told her it took her all day to
It took me almost all day to scrub that stain out the floor.
And I was just like,
could we have gotten any worse of an old black grandma trope? Could we? Jesus. Sorry.
So now since we find out Hell's his cousin, he wants to get these immigrant kids that murdered his crew, which I guarantee you is the same crew from Superfly. That all white shit that they gotta wear.
It was really weird.
It was
Can
really
we talk about how the guy in the beginning, one of the lackeys, died in the beginning of the movie?
Oh yes, talk
And
about
I
it.
was like, what the, like, how lazy was that? How can you not act like he literally pulled his gun out and then went to sleep on the floor? I'm like, bro, you can't even act right.
Who?
You can't even act right.
But who allowed that?
Dog.
That's the thing.
Who was shooting this and was like, "This is gold"? Like,
First of all,
know.
can somebody find out who Will Forbes is? Because that was the director of this movie. He's the one who said that's good. Okay, he's the
Yes,
one.
He said, "That's fine. It's fine. Let's move on. Let's move on."
He's the one who didn't yell cut. He's the one I that Liberty commercial talking about some cut. We'll just dub it over. He's that guy.
No.
He probably did Tales of the Hood too. The Emmett Till one.
We should never speak of that again.
Well, I mean,
That
yes.
was bad.
Yeah, because whoever Will Forbes is, he directed it and wrote. He wrote.
Oh,
Okay.
He do a good job
I don't
writing.
think he's gonna get any more work after this.
So then we get.
He better not.
So let's get into John Henry's dad, B.J. Henry, who.
You mean Keenan's daddy from Keenan and Kel Show?
Okay.
That's who it was. Okay. It was stuck, but I could not figure it out.
So how this guy keeps complaining, keeps talking about how legendary his dick was around this
I mean,
neighborhood.
but we got that kind of like midway through the movie. Before that, he was the best part of the whole thing.
Well, he
He
brought the
still was the best part of the
he
whole
brought the
thing.
comic relief. He spoke Spanish, so he could understand the girl. And I was like, the way Terry Crews is scruffing right now, he look older than you do.
But this is
Yeah.
my thing. You mean to tell me, y'all live in LA, you never heard your dad speak Spanish before that day? Really?
No, he didn't.
That doesn't make any
Like
sense.
he looked. Terry Crews' face looked legit shocked. Like, wait, this is the script?
You stupid?
Confused and angry were his only two emotions in this movie. Confused and angry. I was looking at his face. I'm like, it did not change whatsoever.
So let's fast forward a little bit. As John Henry and B.J. Henry are hiding out these immigrant kids, and then the one that they go to, who found them and tried to take them to a shelter, he's there with them. Hell gave him 24 hours to get out, and he just, I guess, lost track of time, so he didn't really give a fuck. So
Oh, Jesus.
they come in there, blow everybody away. They blow B.J. Henry away. That's how we get my name B.J. Henry and my dick was legendary.
I mean, we got that before, but that was his last line. Ah!
And
That
she
was the
laughed.
dumbest last line
And she
I ever
looked-
seen in my life.
I was just like, okay. So
I was cracking up when he said that.
John Henry
was
gets shot
bad.
in the head. The next morning, I'm guessing what happened. Homegirl from the
From the
drugstore,
Rite Aid.
class of '87. You remember this one?
Stop.
Yeah, she comes in there and she wakes him up, and he just has a scratch on his head. So
And-
is John Henry bulletproof?
That's what they didn't even touch on that.
Bruh.
Not
John Henry apparently
Now-
is the ghetto, is the even more ghetto Luke Cage. He's the West Coast Luke Cage.
now, if he is bulletproof, that doesn't explain what happened later in the movie.
It don't at all. It doesn't at all. I'm glad you brought that up. So hold on to that.
We
Okay.
got to get through this first. The plot hole here.
Yeah, it was a plot
When
hole. I
did he
was like,
call
wait, what?
Tasha? Why would he involve Tasha in picking up these children to help them escape? What was that? Why would you do? When did that happen?
Because you know why? Because they was too busy shoulder dancing in the drugstore. I didn't even see. And then the awkward stare I talk about. So I'll see you later. I don't even know how they didn't even exchange numbers.
It was like seeing the Luke Cage coffee scene, but 10 times worse.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
It's like y'all tried to pull it off, but it didn't happen. Just sit down.
You know what? That's what it was trying to be. It was trying to be West Coast Luke Cage, but instead of calling Luke Cage, let's call it John Henry. Because so now he gets up, he like, I don't need no hospital. So I'm like, okay, all I need is a shade.
It just grazed him. Like he got up, like he didn't get shot in the head, and then went and shaved.
First of all,
At point blank.
if it grazed him at point blank range, that guy should be fired.
Yeah.
Whoever shot him.
Well,
should
that's
be
why
fired.
she was about to die.
She did. Yeah, she was about to die later.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. So did it graze him or did it shoot him in the head?
I don't know.
We
but-
don't know. We're
No,
all
because
confused.
graze is LL Cool J and Halloween H2O.
Oh,
So, okay, this he got shot in the head. As we hear the whole John Henry folklore thing. So now it's time. He goes to, was it his grandmama or no, Hell's mama?
no, that's his grandma.
That's his
That's
grandmama.
both their grandma.
You're right. That's the grandmama. And said, "Tell me where he is." And I was just like, "Oh my god!" If we got one of them old grandmas that's gonna protect her kid no matter what, I was like, "Okay, this is
No,
gonna get
you're
annoying."
not like him, John.
And the crazy thing is, she said earlier in the movie, I don't worry about his whereabouts. So how do you know where he is?
But he still got mail coming to the house.
But I say, plot twist, he got mail coming to the house. Other plot twist, they call him Hell because his name is Helen.
Oh my god. I didn't catch that one. I didn't know his name was
When
Helen.
he picked up the mail, the grandma said he probably don't want people seeing his name on the bills. He still has his mail forwarded here. And Terry Crews went into the drawer to get the address for where his hideout was, and it said Helen Henry.
Because that was a creative name.
That was the best way y'all knew how to tell us that's why we call him Hell. Okay.
So you know what? He finds him. I know it moved kind of fast, but it's only a 90-minute movie.
Moving kind of
Thank God.
fast.
So
Thank God.
The
That was
first
the
part
longest
of this
9 minutes.
movie dragged ass so bad. I was just like, yo,
it was kind of uncomfortable.
what are we doing? Where are we going with this?
Mm-hmm.
It was the worst.
So, as John Henry pulls off the sleeves to his long sleeve shirt,
What?
How? A sweater.
But why did
Not
you
even-
do
not
that?
even a long sleeve shirt.
Why would you hit the girl in the leg, broke her shit?
no, you ain't talking about how he smashed boy dick up against the pole, Black Jesus.
Yo, why did you
Yo,
get my man
that
Slink
was-
like that?
Because Slick
In
talked too
broad
much shit.
daylight.
But
In broad daylight.
this was also my problem with that scene. I said to him, I said, we are 80 minutes into a 90-minute movie. Why are we having a 5 to 10 minute comedy stretch of the two of them in the car talking about nothing?
I don't know.
And considering that you wasted about 40 minutes of the movie in the beginning with horrible pacing, why are we doing this?
I mean, they had a 12-minute scene in the opening of the movie talking about dominoes and stuff. I'm like, bro, get to it.
That was
Yeah.
yo, the whole thing. I was just like, everything in this movie seems like it is pointless and it's not leading to anything. Like it's all roads lead to nowhere.
You're right.
Like this movie probably I feel like this is just deleted scenes of a movie that we haven't seen yet.
No, you know
That's
what
what
this
it
whole
feels like.
you know what this whole movie is. You know when sitcoms when they walk up the steps and there's nothing there, it's just like a board.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I feel like that's what every scene in this movie was. Like you just walk up the steps and there's nothing there, and they just yell cut, and then we move on to the next scene. Like there was nothing in this. Like stuff didn't go together. It was just like random shit. Like they never explained. Like she said, I feel like Oscar's still alive, talking about her brother, and we never talked about the fact that he shot, he fell, she jumped in the way. The bullet went nowhere, I guess. Like I don't know what.
No action.
Yeah, I
leads to
don't
no
like. How did he
reaction.
come back? Like I was confused on that.
Yeah.
I was like, didn't he get shot in
I
the
guess he
beginning?
didn't because dude just lazily leaned up, shot a bullet, and
Yeah,
died.
and laid right back down. He was like, all right. let me
And
go
there
back to
was
sleep.
no way you cannot tell me that first shot that when he got hit, he should have been died. And then he got hit like 5 more times after that.
Right.
Now, when Hell was about to kill Homegirl, and so did John Henry shoot the bull with like a sniper gun?
No,
No,
what happened
he
was
was
breaking
hitting
through
the
the wall,
wall with the hammer.
and
Yeah.
a piece of the shrapnel or debris, whatever you want to call it,
hit him in his
hit
neck,
him in the neck.
and he pulled it out and it sprayed all over.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
Why would you pull it out?
That was the
That's
first thing I
101.
yelled at the screen.
I was like 101. Come on, man, stop.
No, because niggas don't understand that shit at all. Excuse me.
This whole movie is like, I just want to play the Michael Jordan commercial. Stop it. Get some help. That's all I needed them to do.
So
Isn't-
when we get the final showdown with the whole John Wayne Western music,
That was ridiculous.
yeah,
I didn't even know this was a final showdown. I was like, this is their first time meeting since how long? Isn't it? Oh no, other than he came to the house. This is their like second time meeting throughout the whole movie. No build up. No anything.
so he gets shot a couple times, and then we gotta play the old folklore John Henry song. So he gets his motivation. He gets back up on his knees. So Hell backs up like you said about you, John. Gets the terriblest trip over his hose that goes to his blowtorch, and I'm like, now I know Sway lives more in 2020 than I do. Isn't there a gun that we can get that shoots flames that don't need all this contraption?
Like, why did he have a whole entire blowtorch kit? Like, what was
I
happening?
don't know. You couldn't get like a canister. Like when I played Resident Evil 7, you just put a canister in a mechanic and like just get gas and fire. That's all you need.
Somebody
He
had
a
that.
whole- my man had a whole propane tank. He saw Hank Hill before he got here
Is that? I
and
mean,
went about his day.
there was a side character in Lethal Weapon 4 that had a machine gun and a
Not
blowtorch
Lethal Weapon 4, though.
in the beginning of the movie that was attacking them in the middle of the street. Didn't have all that equipment, and that was in 1998. Okay, we are in 2020, and you have Ludacris, aka Lockjaw, dragging this propane tank and shooting people with fire.
Oh, that's Golden Face from The Office.
So,
I'm sorry. I just heard what you said.
So as he tripped backwards, and then John Henry finally smashes him somewhere because I thought it was rated R. I guess it isn't.
It's not.
For language.
I guess.
Okay.
Because he said dick. I don't know.
Okay. So we don't see where he hit him at, but probably his head. And then all of a sudden,
I'm sure he hit him.
his heart gives out like the original
like
John
the real
Henry.
John Henry.
And then as they start to see the folklore again about how John Henry died, here come Tasha.
I'm guessing that's her hand.
I mean, it was thick, so it had to be.
Shut up.
Grabs his head, and then he squeezes, and that's how the movie goes on. John,
How did he get shot?
Huh?
Why did he get shot? Like, how did he feel those
He
bullets?
didn't
if he's
get
bulletproof?
shot. His heart exploded. That's what happened in the real John Henry.
No, he got shot like in the legs. That's why he couldn't walk at first.
And he stood back up.
because he heard the folklore, he heard the Negro spiritual.
I was like, bro, are you not bulletproof anymore? What happened? Then a little kid about to get shot. I'm like, yo, this is... And everyone just standing on the block, like, looking at this like it's nothing.
I thought somebody was going to stand up hell.
Little
Like,
How
boy about to get shot. The mom like, boy, if you don't get over here, come on, man. Stop
Yeah, I was
playing.
about to say that whole dramatic
What?
moment.
that was so extra.
Yeah, can I have one?
What?
This whole dramatic moment, and I'm just like, oh, that was you trying to make people laugh. I didn't laugh at that at all.
It was supposed to be. I think I laughed more at the fact that it happened than like it actually being a funny moment.
I was
just
mad
like,
at this movie.
What are we doing? See, listen. I was trying not to overtalk him because it's his segment.
Go ahead.
But I think I was more mad at this movie because of the strides that black people have made in the film industry to get away from the fact that y'all not just gonna call everything that we are in a black movie instead of just calling it a movie.
Right.
There are some things y'all know how I am. Y'all make y'all jokes. I'm super happy and proud about us making the progress that we're making. And so you want to call it a black movie sometimes, fine, whatever. It's a black movie because there's black people in it. But y'all, people have worked hard to get out of the box of this is just a good piece of cinema. And Terry Crews, an old boy who directed this, single-handedly was like, no, fuck that. When this movie was over, I looked at him and I said, you know what this movie was? Imagine if Tyler Perry had directed Boys in the Hood and called Quentin Tarantino to consult about the violence. Why? Why would we ever need that? Because the way it was shot, the production value, the whole plot, and I'm just like, bruh, we not doing this no more. Like, the whole one person takes over the block and intimidates everybody. I'm sure it still happens, yes, I know. But the whole way this movie was written and put together read very much like someone who has not stepped foot in a hood in 20, 30 years and still thinks this is how we live as a people, and this is what I needed to put out because I'm going to be the hero that saves all the niggas on the block that are under the thumb of hell. Like, bruh, because we were talking, he brought up the whole thing earlier with the Gabrielle Union thing. And I don't know, this was sometime last year.
Now, this movie was recorded before the Gabrielle Union thing happened. Just saying.
What was the Gabrielle Union thing?
It was the whole thing when she was let go from America's Got Talent because she spoke up about things that were happening backstage. And she was saying that there was some racism and some sexism going on. And they went to Terry Crews and asked him about it. And instead of saying no comment, he was like, he threw her under the bus pretty much and was like, I don't know what she's talking about. They treat me nice. I've never seen any of these things and blah, blah, blah. And everybody was like, bro, you threw her under the bus after she stood up for you during the whole sexual assault case that you had.
Right.
And I was just like, his comments, and then he doubled down after that until I guess somebody in his life was like, bro, you need to be quiet. Probably his wife. Sounded very disconnected to me. Like, it was like completely like you're not connected to what's happening out here in other people's situations that are not your own.
Right.
And
that's any human. Mostly.
Yes, there are. Well, okay, I'll get what you want mostly, but I'm talking about specifically in the realm of how people be like. Now, this quarantine's a good example. How people have been like, bruh, I really wish these celebrities walking around and jumping in their pool and in they, I don't know how many 1,000 square foot house, talking about, hey guys, we're in this together. My house, I'm so bored while I jump in my pool and go run around on my acres of land. They like, bruh, I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment with 6 people right now. We're not in the same same boat. That kind of thing. Yeah. That kind of disconnected. I don't mean like you don't understand somebody else's life because you're not living it, kind of disconnected. Like, you live in a completely different place. This came off very much like he wanted this to be, or him and the director wanted this to be one of them 90s hood movies.
No, but I'm saying, but now
with somebody who came in.
What part does Terry Crews have in this?
He's the executive producer.
Oh God!
I told you that when we watched it.
He had to pay for this.
No. I'm just saying, cause I forgot you told me that.
He's the executive producer of this. This is partly his project, and that's why I'm like, bro, why would you want, like, if this has got your name on it? It's one thing if they hire you for the movie and you like, all right, I'll do it because I fit the bill for John Henry. Yeah. But this is partly your project. Why would you want to put your name on something like this that looks like this and comes across like this? This is a mess. Like, the whole thing, but beyond the whole bigger picture thing, some of the stuff in this movie bothered me so deep. The all-white gangsters, Ludacris and his cheap-ass jaw piece. I was just like, bruh, so this happened in the 90s. Reconstructive surgery was a thing. They probably could have just made his face look normal again. Why does he have this gold jaw piece?
He had to look like a villain.
No, but see,
he had to be badass.
That's what I'm saying. It's everybody who acts the way they does. There's an issue with something, and I do not like the portrayal of when niggas just act so damn dumb, asinine, or they don't know how stuff works, and there's no reason behind it. That bothers me.
Everything was just so flippant.
Yeah.
Like it was just like this is just how we live.
If this is supposed, first of all, John Henry pulls out his hammer 80 minutes to a 90-minute movie. John Henry and the hammer are one. They are synonymous. It's like Paul Bunyan and the Blue Ox. You will not see one without the other. So the purpose of this, first of all, why does he choose a hammer over the gun? Because he got actually shot. Why is he so strong? Why is he bulletproof? None of this stuff.
Well, they addressed the whole gun thing. The gun thing was the only thing that was made clear throughout the entire movie.
But
he
it was
shot his cousin accidentally. He don't like touching guns down. If he does touch it, it's got to be in the napkin, and that's it. Okay, fine. That was literally the only thing they ever addressed in this movie. And I was just like, okay, so you feel like you can do damage with the hammer because you're strong. I get it.
Okay, but look, is he bulletproof? Why is other than being named John Henry, why is the hammer his weapon of choice? 2, when it comes to Tasha, was he popular in high school? They never. How did she just come up and just know him?
He said only one other person tried to help me in high school, and I think he said something like she couldn't quite get through. This movie tried to drop little gems in there and expect you to take them in, but it never did anything to engage you enough. Because I'm the kind of person, like, I watch movies and try and pick out little stuff and solve stuff. That's just the way my mind works. I heard I'm guessing that was supposed to be a nod to her.
Yeah.
Because he was like, well, there was one girl in high school who tried to help me, but it didn't quite work, or she didn't get to. I don't remember what it was, because at this point I was checking out. But when he was talking to what was her name, Berta, I think about the drawing, and that was why I think he was saying that was the reason why he started drawing, because she was trying to help him get through whatever his issues were in high school. But there was never any other, like, there was never a way, I guess, this movie wants you to assume a lot of things. That was the assumption, was that she was the girl from high school. That was it. He never said her name. Like, and then the next scene was when he went and had to buy her the pads or whatever. Or one or the other, flip-flop, I don't know.
The movie was badly executed, badly written, badly directed, badly acted, badly produced, cinematography. Everything in this movie was very poorly done, and I would usually give it, a run me my refund, which is the F. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have paid money for this anyway, so there's no refund to be run. You catch at the barbershop.
Run me my money, Junior. No,
run me my time.
But you know what? It's in the words of other people, dog shit. Fuck you.
No, that's disrespectful to dogs.
Not disrespectful to dogs.
This movie gave me a headache. I got a headache right now talking about it.
Made Coffee and Kareem like it was worth buying on Blu-ray.
Bro, I was about to say, which one was worse? Coffee, Kareem, Fall from Grace, or this?
Definitely this.
Well, John Henry was worse out of this.
It was definitely this, because I'll give Fall from Grace at least had a plot.
They tried with the others
at least. Fall from Grace and Coffee Kareem at least had a plot, an understandable plot. It was a little shaky in Fall from Grace.
Character development.
Coffee Kareem, we did not like the little boy. That was my main issue.
I ain't like the whole movie.
Yeah. Fall from Grace was just Tyler Perry's fingerprints all over, just terrible shit. And you know what? So John Henry, we don't need to spend too much longer on this. Yes, that's what it gets. It gets a fuck you. It gets a run me my refund. It just gets the lowest grade on the scale for a movie. It doesn't even deserve Razzies.
This gets the award for the worst movie the Nerd Coalition has ever watched. I don't think any other movie will top this.
You know what I hope it gets? A Razzie.
It won't. It's that bad too.
I hope they don't notice it.
Ah!
I hope they don't notice it.
Imagine the movie being so bad, even the Razzies be like, no, we good.
Yeah,
this movie don't deserve to be acknowledged. That's how bad this movie was.
It was really bad. Y'all don't watch it.
It
like,
so
you know how
bad.
people went and hate watch Fall from Grace? Don't do that with it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. This is
Don't
not an
hate
enjoyment.
watch John Henry. Wait for Look,
Yeah.
wait for the light skinned John Henry movie to come out.
I was very upset about staying up past my bedtime to watch this.